Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Adventurous Ukuleles live stream. Second one we've done. Last week worked all right. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. YouTube has put it on after our live stream last week, and you can pause it, you can rewind it, you can watch it all again on slow motion if that's helpful for you. I don't think you can watch it backwards, so tough luck if you wanted to do that. But welcome back anyway. Last week we had a look at Rude by Magic. You know, why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? So go back and check that one. Really fun song to do on ukulele. Fairly straightforward in terms of the chords, but all the walkthrough and chord sheets are available on that previous live stream. We also had a look at The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News, including that tricky little... that was really fun. We didn't get to talk through the bridge, so we might do that again in another video, maybe do a whole video on that song. What I'm going to try and do, I've been thinking about how these live streams work, is to try and do one song on each live stream and take all the time I need to work through the chords. That means those of you who find it difficult can just pause, go back, work on different sections, and then play along when you're ready at the end. Those of you finding it easy, you can't skip forward yet because it's live, but later on, if you're watching it, you can skip forward and jump to the bits that are more appropriate for your skill level. The idea with this Adventurous Ukulele group is to do songs that are a little bit more than just beginner songs. Songs that kind of expect you to know the chords in C major. So particularly C major, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, G7 and C. You also probably need to know a few things about 7th chord, C7, that was G7, C7, F7, and even some sus4 chords, some major 7s, beautiful chords, some minor 7s. So we're going to use a few more exotic chords than we use in the beginner ukulele stream, which happened today for the first time. You missed it. Don't worry, it will be on YouTube later on. So that's the idea. I want ukulele to be more than just a George Formby cover instrument. So I tend to pick pop and rock classics that people maybe don't expect to be on ukulele. I can see there's a few of you online. It's a live stream, so I can't see you. Don't panic if you're in pajamas. That's fine. I see this as the alternative to the Joe Wicks workout for the weekends. So give yourselves a rest, get some instruments out, join in. You can join in if not on ukulele as well. We've had kazoos. Yes, Ingo, we do have kazoos in the group. Jacob is a particularly fine kazoo player. And get your drums out, play along with your kit. I don't know, get your trumpet out, Duncan. I've got bass, electric guitar and stuff behind me that I'm playing more than I have been for ages, which is great in this weird time of the world. I can see what you're saying in the chat if I look closely, and yeah, we got a good few names there. I've opened this invitation up to all my pupils and all the other groups that I teach, as well as just the MMC, the Mac Music Centre ukuleles. So welcome to any newcomers. There are chords and tabs available on the website, on my website. Let's have a quick look at that. The link is in the description, and we can have a look at it. If you go to ukulele.aquifermusic.co.uk, this is the page that should come up. And oh, wrong window. You can see here we've got some beginner ukulele stuff, Shake It Off and Rude. Both really good songs to have a go at if you're learning the ukulele. And then the Adventurous Ukuleles this term, we've been looking at I'll Be There For You from Friends, The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News, a fantastic song. And today we are going to be looking at the Final Countdown. That's my plan. See how far we can get with it. It's not that hard a song. It's not traditionally a ukulele song, but we can give it a good old go. I've got the chords available here, and we've got a lead ukulele, actual written music, and there's written music for the rhythm chords as well, but that's probably less useful. And then we've got some backing chord sequences for you to practice the intro, lead parts, and the solo parts. Let's switch back to the camera so you can see my lovely face on this bright, sunny morning. I've had to draw the curtains, it's so bright. So we have got 3 different cameras available to us. We should be able to have music and my face and my fingers. If I do a zoom in, hopefully the autofocus keeps up and we transition. So we should be able to get 3 different cameras going on. Better remember to look there when I'm doing that camera. So let's crack into it. You need to have a ukulele and you need to be in tune. So let's say your G, more or less okay, your C, and your E, and your A. Remember, good cowsy asteroids, G, C, E, A. So, we've got on the screen the final countdown chords. Now, because we're Adventurous Ukuleles, I'm not going to go through, I haven't put the chords on the sheet because they would take up too much space. But they're not difficult chords in this piece. We've got a couple of ones to watch out for. Let me get in the right place here. Oh, we've got some more people joining us. Thank you. Good to see you, Nick and Tom. Great. We've got Emma, we've got the Sandersons. Ah, great stuff. Good, folks. Let's get started with the final countdown. We've done this a couple of times before in the group, but we're going to try and start it as if people are new here. We'll work through it fairly quickly. Remember, although this is live, you can pause it. So you can rewind it, you can play it again. If I'm going too fast for you, I'll try and explain each thing once. If you need explaining again, just pause it, rewind it, and play it again. Sam. The chords we need for this song are A minor, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, string nearest your head. Let's hear your A minors. Then we need an F. Add in your 1st finger, 1st fret on the E string. Then we need a D minor. Keep the F down, add in your ring finger onto the, which way around am I going here? Onto the C string on the 2nd fret. Then we need a G, should be familiar to most of you. Nothing on the G, and then 2nd fret on the C, 3rd fret on the E, 2nd fret on the A. Making that triangle shape. Keep moving out of the shot there. So A minor, F, D minor, G. We also need a C. This should be familiar to most of you. The first chord we ever learnt, probably. We also need an E7 and its closely related cousin E7 sus4. E7, let's spin that round. We're going to go 1st fret on the G, 2nd fret on the C, open E, 2nd fret on the A. Oh, get it right, Tim. Really nice chord once you get used to it. It falls fairly naturally to your fingers, but if you've not used it before, it's going to feel a little bit new, so have a practice. Pause the video and have a practice. The E7 sus4 is very closely related to that. We're just going to slide that finger up by 1 fret. So that means we've got 2, 2, 0, 2. That's the fret positions, working from the G down to the A. And that's almost always, when we play that, it's going to resolve back to the E7. So E7 sus4, E7. That, I think, is all the key chords we need for the verse and the chorus of the final countdown. In the solo, there's a few more wrinkles. We've got D. We're moving keys from A minor to D minor. So we've got D minor chords. We've got C7 chords. Easy chord, slightly less familiar. F major chords. And B flat. Several ways to play a B flat. I'm using a bar across across the first fret, like that, and then I'm adding in 3rd fret and 2nd fret on the strings nearest my head. There's actually an A major shape, but slid up by 1 fret with a bar underneath. You can also make that bar halfway across if you find that easier, or you can actually use 4 fingers to do this. You've got 4 fingers available for your fretting hand and only 4 strings on the ukulele, so you can always play a bar chord as a 4-fingered chord. But that's our B flat chord. Might need a bit of practice for you. We've got a G minor, which is 0, 2, 3 and 1. We've got an A7, which is a nice easy chord. 0, 1, 0, 0. And that's all the new chords we've got in the solo. So, let's have a go, step by step. Might be worth pausing the video and looking up those chords online if they're new to you. Search for ukulele chord and then the name of the chord. It should show you 1,000 different links that tells you how to play it, so I'm not going to put them on the screen here. Our intro section is the famous that bit of the song. So let's look at the chords that go underneath that. We're squarely in the key of A minor, and we're going to start with an A minor. 1 bar of that, switch to an F, then to a D minor, then to a G major. Do the same sequence again. F, D minor, G major. Now we move to a section where we're changing chords every 2 beats. So we've got A minor, G, then a C, then an F, and then we've got a whole bar of E7 sus4, 2, 3, and then a bar of E7, 2, 3, 4. Those 3 groups of 4 bars, so it's 12 bars there, is basically the intro. And we're probably going to do that a couple of times to start with. At the end of the intro on your chord sheet, you've actually got 4 bars of A minor written down. That is what we do when we're going to lead into verse 1. But you'll notice when we're on the chorus, we use those same chords as that intro. It's those 12 bars to start with that is the main bulk of the chorus. Although there is a wrinkle, because the first time we do the chorus, we don't do that the bit where the chords change every 2 beats. We'll get there. So let's have a go at that intro chord sequence together and see how we get on. I'm just going to strum once per chord. I'm actually going to put a little strum just before I change each chord. So I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gives me a little kick into the next chord. But it does make those chord changes really rather fast. So if that's a struggle for you, don't panic. You can just do 1 strum per chord. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do the whole of that intro. The first 12 bars of the intro, first 3 lines on your sheet. We're going to do that twice through. First time I'm going to strum once per chord. The second time I'm going to strum. So down, down, up, 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 down. Using a constant down, down, up, constant down motion with my hand, and just adding in the upstroke when I need to. Down, down, up, 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 down. Emphasizing the first, the number of each one. So you're going to count 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. You're emphasizing the numbers there. Let's give this a go. This is the intro and the chorus sequence. First time 1 strum per bar. Second time with that full rhythm. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. D minor and then the G. 2, 3. A minor. 2. Then the F. Now a D minor. Now the G. A minor, G, C, F, E7 sus4, to now E7, With the full rhythm, 3, 4. Good, okay. That is our intro chord sequence. Now I have got that on the website as a backing track so that we can put in the lead part on the top of that. Let's do that now. Let's give that a go. So that's the chord sequence. If there's more than one of you in the room, or you fancy pausing the video and going back and playing that again, I will do that again without shouting the chords out, or you can download the backing track from the website. We've got the backing chords for the intro, and it's the chorus as well. What we want to put on top of that backing is, hopefully, this. Now, I know that's a bit difficult to see. This is the lead ukulele part that's available on the website. What we're trying to do is the that little section there. Now, ukulele is not very good as a lead instrument, so you're going to have to dig in a little bit. I'm actually going to use a pick for this, and I think I probably need to... Oh, you can actually see my fingers on that. That's pretty good. So I'm going to use a pick. That gives me just a bit more bite with the sound, a bit more attack. Don't use too hard a pick though. These strings on a ukulele are fairly soft. A really hard pick, particularly if you're strumming with it, can be really quite harsh. A softer pick will give you a much easier time with it when you're strumming. So if you fancy having a go at the lead section, I've put it on the screen. I know it's not that easy to see, but it's better than nothing. You can, of course, get this on the website, so do have a look there. We're going to start on fret number 7. And as soon as you hear that first A minor chord, we're going to do 7 and 5 on the string nearest the floor, immediately back up to 7, and then an open string. That's our first section. We go up by 1 fret to fret 8, and then we do a similar little move. 8, 7, 8, 7, 5. So we can do... So the first section together sounds like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. The next two bits stay. The next bit stays on fret 8. We do a... So 8, 7, 8, 0. Then we're going to shift down to fret 5 and 3. So 5, 3, 5, 3, 2. So those two sections together sound like this. 8, 7, 8, 0. 5, 3, 5, 3, 2. That goes along with the first line of your chords, and it should be the first 4 bars there on the sheet. So all together they sound like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Do it again. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Then we've got the section that does the little kind of climb up through the chords. This is the trickiest bit to play, so spend some time on it if you want to have a go at this. Where is that on the sheet? So we're looking now down middle of the second line. We're going to start from fret 3 on the string nearest the floor with a Now, it's one thing playing this slowly. Oh, I was gone out of shot there slightly. I'll do that once more. I'm using a technique called alternate picking then, when I'm playing this fairly slowly. But actually, when we're playing this fast, you may find hammer-ons and pull-offs work better. We've got a hammer-on. If we're fretting a note and we hammer our finger down without picking it again, that's called a hammer-on. If we play a note and pull our finger off without picking it again, that's called a pull-off. They can give us a lot faster access to notes in these melody parts. So I'm going to play that last section once more, and then we'll do the whole thing. This is the middle of the second line on your tab from the A minor chord. Try and get a click going. If I'm playing that quicker, watch how I use my fingers. And I'm going to pull-offs here. If we're doing it quickly, we can actually access the hammer-ons and pull-offs a little bit easier because the sound doesn't have time to fade away. I also did a slide there, didn't mean to. Do that once more. Okay, now that may be beyond some of you, but don't worry because underneath that we need the chords going on. So let's see if we can put the chords on. Hopefully you can hear this. I haven't tried this yet. Ooh. I need to put my headphones on to hear what's going on, but hopefully you guys can hear that. Give me a nod in the chat if you can't hear the chords when we get there. So this is how the chords sound. Oh, start it again. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. A minor, F, D minor, G, A minor, F, G, D minor, G. You get the idea. So this time I'm going to start that again. I'm going to play the lead part over the top of it. I haven't tried this before. I'm trying to do 4 things at once. Let's move this out of the way. There. Okay, here we go with the lead part. I'm going to do exactly what we did with the chords before. Play through it once with a stab chord, 1 strum per bar per chord. And then we're going to kick into the ding, digga, ding, digga, ding. And we do the same thing again. Let's give it a go. Remember, you can stop the video, go back and work on the lead part if you want. Here we go. And again. Little bit at the end. 1, 2. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, I have no idea if that worked. So, can someone give me a little message in the chat to let me know if you could actually hear that? I've been trying to work out how we can do more than one instrument on a live stream. Not very easy, but I'm hoping that worked. So let me know in the chat if that worked. Yeah, okay, yeah, we've got a woohoo from Pete. Good. So yeah, I had a little bit of fun with the drum backing track there. So we'll do that again later on with the solo section as well. So let's push on to the verse. So we'll switch back to the chords. There. Let's have a look at the verse. It's deceptively simple to start with the verse. It's a long A minor and just a quick D minor, then a long A minor. Then it actually starts changing quite quickly, and it's not very predictable where the chords go. It's not your standard 1, 4 and 5 chords. So let's work on it together. We've got 3 bars of A minor, 1 bar of D minor, and then back to the A minor, with then a G and the C at the end of that sequence. So the first 2 lines of the verse sound like this. 1, 2, 3, A minor. And again. And again. D minor. A minor. A minor. A minor. G. C. Okay. Let's do that again with the words. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're leaving together, but still it's farewell, and maybe we'll come back to earth, who can tell. Should be okay for you. Then the next section is the fiddly one. We've got F, G, C, G, A minor, G, F, E minor, G, ba, 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 ba. It's the final. Okay, before we get there. So that last G in that sequence has this rhythm: 3, 4, 1. Ba, 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 ba. I'm doing my old trick of adding in a G add 9 with my thumb there, but don't panic if you just want to do a normal G. So with the lyrics, that second half of the verse, from the F, I guess there is no one to blame. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess there is no one to blame. We're leaving ground, leaving ground. Will things ever be the same again? It's the some of you are saying final countdown, I know. Then we're going into the chorus, and that's the same chord sequence as we did already for the intro. Again with the section on top of it. But bear in mind the first chorus only does 8 bars of that, and then it goes straight into verse 2 again. So let's do the verse and the chorus together, going back into verse 2. And then we're going to have a quick look at the solo. How are we doing on time? 20 past 10. The solo is interesting. The solo is difficult. So I hope we may not have enough time to go into it in detail, but we'll give it a go. But for now, we're going to go verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2. So beginning of verse 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're leaving together, but still it's farewell, and maybe we'll come back to earth, who can tell? I guess there is no one to blame. We're leaving ground. Will things ever be the same again? Here comes the chorus. It's the final countdown. The final countdown. Oh, verse 2, we're headed for Venus, Venus. And still we stand to... Okay, enough, okay. That's the transition from verse to chorus and then back to verse 2. We will do the whole song in a minute, don't panic. I'm going to try and get some guest musicians in to get some drums going. It's really difficult to play this song on your own because you can't do the echoes, you can't do the lead part, you can't do the drums at the same time as playing the chords. So get your whole family learning this, guys. You know, send them off on a beginner ukulele course, like what happens at 9 o'clock every Saturday morning for the foreseeable future. Or something like that. The more the merrier with this. Tell your friends about these live streams. There's no limit on numbers on YouTube. So the more people we can get learning these songs now, when we do eventually get out of our houses, we can meet up again and rock out. So that is the verse and the chorus. The end of the second chorus is the same as the intro. Then we get to the solo section. So let's push through these chords. The solo chords sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. D minor, C7, F major, B flat, G minor, C major, D minor, A7, D minor, C7, F major, B flat, G minor, C major, D minor, E7. Now back to the chorus. Okay, good. So they come thick and fast, those chords, and they're in a different key from what we've just been playing in. So we're firmly based in the D minor key now. That means we get these G minors and B flats that we don't normally have in the previous key. So we've been through the chords at the start. I won't go through them again. Do go back to the start if you need to know those shapes, or look them up online. We're using the same strum pattern. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 for all of that. I deliberately slowed that down slightly because on top of that chord sequence, we've also got the full-on electric guitar solo happens there. This is a notoriously difficult solo for guitar players. So it's a little bit ambitious to attempt it on the ukulele. I've been practicing for a little while since we started doing this in the group. And I found out the way I think I can play it, but I can't play it at the full speed of the song yet. I know you meant to rehearse this before you start teaching it. I can play it fairly well at about 90 beats per minute. But the song is roughly 150 and 120 beats per minute. That kind of speed, but I can play it at kind of... So the solo, let's get the tab up and have a look at how we play this. Ooh, where are we? There's the start of it. So most of that, we've got the D minor at the start, then the C7, then the F, then the B flat. These 4 chords, we're basically doing arpeggios over the top of those chords. So I'm going to go through this fairly quickly, but do stop and pause the video and look at the tab. So I'm going to take my pick, and then we're going to start with a D minor arpeggio. I'm going to play, let's move this to the other side. So I'm going to play the top half of a D minor chord. So that's our 4 beats of the D minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... It's just doing the 2, 1, 0, round and round. But I'm thinking of them in groups of 4. Although I'm playing 3 different notes, I'm thinking of them as groups of 4. So the first group is bum 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 bum. Second group, bum 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 bum. Third group, bum 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 bum. Fourth group is the same as the first group. Bum 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 bum. And it's really important to get that strong sense of where the pulse is. Rather than 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1. It doesn't fit very nicely. So really get the sense of that 4 pulse. Then we do the same thing for a C7 arpeggio. I'm going to play 4 and 3 and 1. And then we're going to go to an F major arpeggio, but this is slightly different. 5, 5 and 3. That's not how we normally play an F. Let's get that right. Now those 3 bars are quite similar to each other, so I'm going to play them together, and you just shift your positions up. I'm only playing the 3 strings nearest the floor as well for this lead part. So 3, 4. Those are our first 3 bars. I'm going through this quite quickly, don't panic. For the next bar, we need to shift position slightly, and I'm going to play a different kind of approach now. I'm going to do slightly different at the end of that bar. Now this relies on you knowing some scales on the ukulele. So if this is a step too far, don't worry. Your job is going to be doing the chords underneath this. So I'm going to push through this quite fast. This is that bar of B flat. Oh, make sure we're in camera. That way. 3, 4. So that's the bar of B flat. Then we get the start of the tricky bit. Starts off all right. We've just done that. That's the bit that I need to practice. I'll do that a couple more times. I'm going from that bar of B flat in the so the 4th bar of the solo. I'll do that once more and try and get it right. A little bit quicker. So enough of that. That's by far the hardest part of the solo. I can just about play it at 90 beats per minute. 115, I'm still short of that. It's really very quick. For that B flat section, you need to use a kind of raking motion with your pick. So the first 2 are both downstrokes in the first motion. The actual solo has another twiddle. A little pull off there. So it gets a bit mental. So at full speed, it would sound something like. That's probably the best. I've played it for a while. Then we do it again. It's slightly different here. So I realised I went off the edge of the page there. So that bit's there. So do find your own copy of this tab, and that should become a bit clearer. I know that's tricky. I know it's tough. So spend some time on it if you fancy playing it, but do remember you can always play the chords underneath as well. We're going to have a go at playing along with the chords or the lead at 90 beats per minute. So let me find the backing track. It is under Reaper recordings, and then we're going to have a play of the whole song. So final countdown. So here is the solo with a solo at the solo backing track at 90 beats per minute. This, it's already playing. I need to put my headphones on again. This is available on the website if you want to have a play along with it. Let's see if we can play it. Here we go. So we've also got the same thing at 115 beats per minute. We'll have one go at that, and then we're going to have a go at the whole thing. So same thing, this time at 115. If you can play this, you're a better ukulele than I am. Here we go. Headphones off. So that is awkward, but you can always just play the chords underneath that. Have the solo as a target for the long term. After that, we go back into the chorus with the... I can't see what's going on. I've got too many windows on my screen. So before we finish, we're going to have a go at the whole song, and we're going to see if any of you can play the solo. I'm going to play the chords for the solo section so that you guys can do the solo at home. I expect to see videos as evidence. There is a version on the website of me playing the solo as a recording. I have to tell you that was recorded at 90 beats per minute and then sped up to 115 because I couldn't get a take that was clean enough. Hey, you can do that on recordings. So, are you ready for the whole playthrough? I hope so, because there's a 30-second delay on the chat. I'm going to invite some extra people to join in so we get a bit of rhythm going on here. So bear with me a moment. But yeah. So let's get the chords back on the screen.
Daddy, we don't have our instrument.
Which instrument do you need?
I'm going to get my drum.
Get your drum, yeah. So I'd like to introduce the Sparks Family Band. Let's get a different camera on so you can see us. So give us a wave. This is Sophia, my wife, and we've got William, who's just going to get his drums. Sophia's going to be playing the cajon. Yes. Give us a... Oh, that's going to be loud.
Oh, sorry. I will do it.
We'll see how we go on the volumes. William's here as well. Give us a wave, William. You have to look over there at the camera. That's where the camera is. So we are going to play the whole of the final countdown. William, can you see William? Yeah, good. So I'm expecting you guys to have a similar setup at home, of course. William, hasn't started yet. Hang on. We haven't practiced this very much, but neither of you, so that's okay. We're slightly over time, but let's do this. We're going to finish with the whole playthrough of the final countdown. I'm going to do that intro section twice. First time is going to be the that kind of thing. Then the next time, so let's see how we get on. After the solo, we're going to go back to the chorus twice more until we get bored. Are you ready? I hope you have a great Saturday the rest of the time, and tune in next week, same time, we think. Let me know in the chat, let me know by email how that went, anything we can do differently, and what songs we could do next time. All right, are you ready?
Fine.
Do you reckon there's about 15 people watching you, maybe more?
Brilliant.
I should say 15,000 because obviously everyone's going to watch it later. We'll see. Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna sing the da 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 rather than play it, just so we get that effect as well. Are you ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba-ga-da-da, ba-ga-da-ba-ba, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-ba-ba, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-ba-ba, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-ga-da-da-da. One more time, the chorus. Go. Yeah, good work. I'm expecting the crowd's going wild. Yeah, bring it on, bring it on. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, William.
Yay.
So that's all we've got time for today. Apologies, we're slightly over time. I know you've all got busy schedules, places to be, things to do. But we'll try and do this again next week. Something like it. Let me know what songs you'd like, or whether we need to go back over recap any songs we've done already in this long tradition. After next week, it is going to be heading rapidly towards what would have been the Easter holidays. But I suspect we're not going to be going anywhere for a little while, so I suspect we'll keep this going. At the moment, this session has been paid for by Macclesfield Music Centre and the other ukulele groups I run, so thank you guys. From next week, we'll have to work out how we do that, how you can support your local independent ukulele tutors. I'm glad my wife laughed. So I'll probably figure something out, like a Patreon page or a PayPal, and we'll keep the videos free, but you can support me if this is something you want to keep going for the next few months. We can figure out a way to do that. So more details about that, what the options might be next week. For now, have a really great Saturday, or whatever day it is when you're watching this, and keep in touch. Let me know how it went, and see you all next week. Give us a wave. Look over there. That's where the camera is. I keep that going wrong. See you later, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.